it's time to dive into... Oh, what is this? Look at this. Little photo bombing Fuzzy. He knows that the Untamed Matt's out and coming to say hi. That's the sound I imagine Fuzzy Gruins make. So let's get back into it. Jeez, Fuzzy. A little cutie pie just trying to sneak on in. So it's time for some more diving into Dark Tidings. This set is becoming one of my favorites. I'm 100% not sure about the power level of this set, but the fun and playability of the decks is something to enjoy and take note of. So, ho ho ho! Did you see that? This deck is looking mighty evil to me. Mighty evil. So we got... Dun 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 dun. Oh, I don't even know how to say that. Kajan, Bog, War Master's Evil Twin. Ooh. That looks really nice with the red. And it is Unfathomable, Untamed, and Saurian. Whew! That is quite the mixture. Oh, look at that art. That is great. I'm loving the way this looks. You got kind of like a skull vibe down here and these tentacles. Like, oh. Yes. Another Evil Twin deck. This is my second one. I'm very excited for it. Come on. The decks are sometimes hard to open. I know there's people out there who are like, why don't you just do this and that? It's like, it doesn't work for me, okay? I'm old. I'm stuck in my ways. Oh, I just can't get it. Come on. It's like just out of reach. It's like you can tell they made it so that you could peel it, but it's just not quite there. Alright. And if you're wondering why I always cut instead of just pulling it, it makes a really loud popping sound in the mic and clips real hard. So I always just do it that way. So we got the Tide card and Bogmaster. Alright, let's see what's in store here. First up we have, ooh, Magistra Vita. Play fight, you may exalt a friendly non-saurian creature if you do fight with it. Oh, I kind of appreciate the other one more. Undignathus. While the tide is low, double all damage dealt to Undignathus. I mean, okay. And then we got Bury Riches. If the tide is high, move one from each creature to its controller's pool. Otherwise, raise the tide. 2 Bury Riches. Hedonistic Intent. Exalt each flank creature. And then we have Humble, exhaust a creature. If you do, move 3 Ember from that creature to the common supply. Seems like there's going to be a lot of ways to get Ember off of creature, which is good with a Senator Quintana. But it kind of counterintuitive to Bury Riches, because then they just get Ember. Hopefully there's a way maybe to do something about that. Consul Primus, oh, there's one reason. Crushing Charge, destroy each creature with power 4 or lower, gain 1 chain. Alright, I like it. Faust, ooh, love that. Reach Advantage, if the tide is high, a friendly creature captures 3, otherwise raise the tide. Venator Ultim, if you don't know this one, it says after Venator Ultim is dealt damage, if the tide is low, exalt Venator Ultim. Yeah, so there's a lot of ways to have some burst, I think, in storing here. And here we are, Evil Twin Talma of the Glow. It says, reap, if the tide is high, exhaust an enemy creature, and your opponent discards a random card from their hand. Wow, that's really good. I like that. Oh, that's it? We got Flash Freeze. I've never seen this card before. For remainder of the turn, after you play another card, exhaust a creature. Oh, what synergies do we have with that? Kiri Guiltspine. After an enemy creature reaps, it does not ready during its controller's next ready card step. That is really nice. Do we have some Punisher for that? Ooh, double. That's great. Call of the Void, exhaust a creature. If it's already exhausted, destroy it. Instead, its control loses 1. Very nice. We got 2 of those. Figurific Rod, exhaust a creature artifact. Ooh, so much exhaust here. 2 of those. Oh, gross. Hookmaster, if the tide is high, your opponent loses 2 as a fight ability. Maelstrom, put each creature on top of its owner's deck in a random order, gain 2 chains. Nice. I've been wanting to get this card. This seems really good with the ability to have Ember out there. So I think there are ways that if I don't get certain dinos out, this could play really nicely. Portal, if the tide is high, archive it, otherwise raise the tide. A double portal, love that. Ooh, and here is a youngest bear. It says, reap, you may fight with youngest bear's neighbors. Not the greatest, but the art is dope. 2 youngest bears. Punctuated equilibrium. Wow, not a lot of evil twins in this. Punctuated equilibrium, classic. Embermancy with a capture pip. Remove up to 3+1 counters from a creature. Gain 1 ember for each counter removed this way. Do we have counters here? Fangtooth Cavern. Genetic Drift. There it is. Give a creature +1 power counter. Then give each creature with a +1 power counter another one. Assert dominance for the remainder of the turn. A friendly creature gains skirmish. Ready and fight with that creature. 2 of those. Love it. Infighting. Each creature deals damage equals to its power to its right neighbor. Love it. KeyFrog. Oh, infighting KeyFrog is great. Reap or sow. Choose one. Ready and reap with a friendly creature, or give 3+1 power counters to creatures distributed as you choose. Nice. Another thing for Embermancy. And then lastly, we have the Fittest. Another thing that goes with Embermancy. So we do have that Embermancy burst. Okay, this deck is potentially very bursty. For pips, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow, that's a lot of pips for Dark Tidings. But how many creatures now is the question. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 creatures. That's very low. But with all the damage that can be dealt, I mean, the Fangtooth Cavern makes that really interesting. Yeah, and the recursion of the portal seems good. If the tide is high, archive portal, otherwise raise the tide. Yeah, so getting 2 of these off and just being able to go boop boop each turn seems really nice. Unfortunately, you know what it is? There's not a lot of ways to punish their exhaustion. You can just be annoying with it, is really what it is. Tumwa is really nice in terms of disruption. It looks like Saurian is going to be where a lot of time is spent. What fight abilities exist here that I may want to take advantage of? Seems just Hookmaster is the only one where you really want to take advantage of the fight. So aside from that, I think you're just using Venator and Undugnathus. But it's a May ability, so that's fine to really do some work there. I do like the Bury the Riches. I think that Quintana needs to be used in a very calculated way, just because of how your opponent could take advantage of the Bury Riches. They may not know it, though, so that's the other thing. But I mean, if you can drop a Quintana, well, that card is just wrecked on this side. Don't even know how that happened. So if you can get the Quintana out and then reap with your creatures and then Bury Riches, there's like a potential for a ton of bursts there. What else am I liking? Obviously, oh, you could actually use Humble to counter the Bury Riches happening. Yeah, I like the disruptive nature of Unfathomable. Very disruptive, especially with 2 of these. That's just gross. And I mean, if you can get your opponent to capture a ton of Ember and then you throw a Maelstrom out, that's gross. In terms of, this is weird. I guess you're really just using, you're not really calling Untamed to use the Youngest. I think the Youngest Bears almost never get used. Is that a Bumblebird it's pinning down? I'm sure people like that. You're kind of using this to almost just use these kind of cards to do a little bit of burst and maybe infighting a KeyFrog for a key, because I see you could pull it off here. I mean, you have Embermancy, which is potentially 4 Ember, 5 Ember if you use this. So yeah, I could see there being a potential to just drop a KeyFrog infighting and go to town, especially if you can punctuate at Equilibrium to cycle into that. Super nice. But yeah, I feel like Saurians is where it's at. Everything is going to be happening in Saurians for the most part. This capture 3, this is really nice. If the tide is high, friendly creature captures 3. and then you can literally humble that creature. That seems really solid. So there's a lot of ways to actually deal with the Ember out there on your side. I don't know if I would consider this a really great deck. It is definitely a super cool deck, and one that I am pretty excited to see how it goes, because I see some interesting things here, and let's see if it actually plays out. Stay tuned for a deck giveaway that will be coming this week. This month, I've decided there will be, actually this next week will be the deck giveaway. This month, we're going to be doing 2 for sure. The Patreons last month went up, and this month, there's been some more. So next month, we're going to be going even higher, probably 3, maybe even 4 if some more people jump on before the end of the month. But yeah, this deck is interesting to say the least, aside from it being an evil twin. A lackluster evil twin for that part, but an evil twin nonetheless. I think this deck could do some very interesting things. So that there is Khadijah, Bog War Masters, Evil Twins. We're going as the Bog War Master. Hope you enjoyed this, everyone. As always, may your Ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one.